This is my all-in-one setup on a budget. So hey, if you're new here, I'm DPster and I like to talk about tech with transparency, so let's just get right into this one. I'm sure you guys have seen this all-in-one setup. Mine is this one from Taylor Lloyd. It is so clean, it is so elegant, it's so easy, and it's so expensive. That light alone, with no tripod, no softbox, is $169. Yeah, that's an expensive light, and that's just the light. Don't even get me started with that tripod price. It's expensive. So I did some research. I was like, nah, that can't be the pricing for this. We can make it cheaper. We can make it more budget friendly. So my setup, minus the camera, is $159 for the entire setup. You're welcome. So this is going to be great for people who have the DJI Pocket Camera. This does work for people who are using their iPhone and just want to have that next level setup, right? So I'm going to just break down everything you might need, how to install it, and possible swaps if you do have a higher budget. So starting off, we have the tripod. The tripod is going to be the foundation of this entire setup. I got my tripod for $18 off of Amazon. I like having this kind of base to mine just because it allows it for when you have smaller spaces to work in them. So the downside of this tripod, because it's so cheap, it is going to be pretty light as well, meaning it can lean a little bit. So when you're adding things to it, you can't add too much or you will tip it over just due to how center of gravity works. And if you're looking to have just a little bit better of a tripod, like this one does work, like this is what I'm using right now. You can also use this one on Amazon, and it's just a little bit more heavy duty. Next, we're going to have our two clamps, and they're both going to be from SmallRig off of Amazon.com. So the way I have mine set up is the top clamp is for the camera, and the bottom one is for the phone or monitor. I used a phone because I like to use devices I already own. So the top clamp I have is that DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It is honestly the perfect beginner content creator camera. Nice thing about it is because it has that built-in gimbal, you don't have to worry about your tripod leaning or anything. It will fix it for you. And then I put it on this clamp and arm specifically so I can actually bring it closer to me without having to move the tripod itself. So the bottom clamp is for the phone, and I like using my script and notes on it instead of having like a picture of me in a bigger device. The DJI, especially when you're just sitting like this, is a pretty big screen. Like I do not need a larger screen to see myself. Now, if you really do want to monitor, there are a couple of options you can do beforehand before you go out and buy a computer monitor. The nice thing with the iPad is the DJI app integrates seamlessly, so I can see myself and I can actually control the camera from it. Now, I haven't fully figured this one out yet, but the Arzopo portable monitor. So the nice thing about a portable monitor is it's going to be cheaper than a normal computer monitor. It's also going to be a lot more lightweight. This thing will just be plugged into your camera itself. Next, we have the lighting, and lighting is a huge factor on what makes the video look high quality. Like if I turn this light off, that's a huge difference with this light off, right? So let's turn it back on and talk about this guy. So this is the Amaran Ace 25. One of the biggest reasons I picked this light is because of the size and power it has. Like you saw it lights up an entire room. But this guy, it's cable free, it charges USB-C. It is going to be your perfect option when you want a light on the go as well. And it has a built-in diffuser that you can take on and off. It is $70, but honestly, this is going to be probably the most expensive thing in the setup, but the most important thing in the setup, besides the camera. Honestly, this thing is great, and I do have a huge note though. I am sitting right next to a giant window. To be fully transparent, this window also gives me a ton of natural light. And cameras and natural light, chef's kiss. They're partners in crime. So if you do not have a natural light source, start with one, and you might need a second light source. So just keep that in mind. And I really do like being transparent, so I know a lot of all-in-one setups use a battery bank. If you're going to use a battery bank, I honestly recommend just getting one of those like Anker laptop battery banks. They're small and they'll get the job done. Especially if you're using smaller devices like these. Now, if you're using a giant professional camera, that thing is a battery eater. It's not going to work the same. Oh my, and the best feature of all, best for last, it's all based on a quick release system. Because I know a lot of the all-in-one setups are meant for the camera to stay with that tripod, but I built mine in the idea that you're going to take that camera other places where your tripod won't be coming. Like if I'm in a car, I'm not bringing my entire all-in-one setup, I can quickly grab the camera and go with the quick release system. That is the all-in-one setup for under $150, give or take, between sales, minus the camera cost. I really hope this helps you with your creator journey and you try it out. So let me know. And if you figure out a way to do that Zopo portable monitor, please do let me know in the comments.